Man, we have quite the week this week. We have games that I have never talked about. We have games that I never thought we would talk about again. Compared to the last weekly bite of MMORPG news video I did, this is a step in the complete other direction. And you know what? I actually appreciate that. Now, before we go ahead and jump into today's weekly bite of MMORPG news, I do want to go ahead and, like every news video I do, give away a single copy of any MMORPG you guys want. Final Fantasy XIV, The Elder Scrolls Online, World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2's expansions, Destiny 2's expansions. All you need to do is be actively subscribed to this channel, so make sure you click that subscribe button if you have not already. And I can see if you guys are, so make sure you are. If you're not already, then go down into the comment section below and leave a comment stating what you believe is the #1 MMORPG right now and why you believe it is. And that's it. The winner of the last giveaway is Angry Banana. This is partly due to your name and partly due to the fact that your comment is very, very true. You can go ahead and DM me over on Twitter or Discord and get your game. Also, did you know that we stream every single Tuesday, every Saturday, and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? That is a few hours right from when this video is going live. We're currently working through Guild Wars 2, we're currently working through Lost Ark in English, and we're going to be starting Final Fantasy XIV using reverse roles, with me playing the healer and Mrs. Tiggs actually playing the tank. So if you haven't already, come on over and join us. We would love to have you there. Now, with all that out of the way, let's go right ahead and jump into this week's weekly bite of MMORPG news. Let's start this off with some really good news first. For those of you anticipating Kakao's brand new upcoming MMORPG, Odin Valhalla Rising, you'll be happy to learn that they've released yet another trailer. This time it's a full cinematic trailer as opposed to in-game, but it goes to showcase some of the story that we'll come across. The trailer focuses on Loki, who everyone at this point should be well aware of. It is in Korean though, and thus I am unable to really understand what's going on in it, but it is always refreshing seeing new trailers come out for games that you're excited to play. I know, wait, what's Camelot Unchained? Yeah, it has really been that long since I have covered this game, but after all of this time, I have some noteworthy news to actually discuss. While they covered what their goals are for the game in their latest newsletter, I wanted to bring attention to their latest screenshots detailing not only some of the areas in the game, some of the artwork, but most importantly, the new Furbog race. Seriously, I took a minute here just to process what I was looking at, and I came to the conclusion that it seemed eerily reminiscent to Guild Wars 2. Like, guys, can you see that? Next, let's talk about Blade and Soul. I know players, myself included, have been anticipating the Unreal Engine 4 overhaul for over a year now. We were reassured that the patch would go live in 2020 and would bring with it an entire overhaul of the game's graphical engine. However, fast forward to last week, it turns out that they'd scrapped the initial Unreal Engine 4 overhaul and instead changed direction, providing a separate graphical update that will still utilize Unreal Engine 4's engine, but provide a more faithful graphical update that doesn't feel like the game will lose its unique personality that drew players into it initially. The overhaul in question will bring with it not only visual updates, but entirely new content, features, quality of life changes, new classes, and more. The update has been revealed to be coming out this summer, but given NCSoft's track record with not only this update, but scheduled content in general, this might be more of an estimate than an actual confirmation. Speaking of Blade and Soul Revolution just launched on mobile, and whoa, my god, is it terrible. I covered it on our MMOByte mobile YouTube channel for those of you that are interested in checking it out. While Crowfall is inching ever closer to release, the devs revealed that they're in the process of releasing their Hunger Dome Battle Royale PvP mode for players, which admittedly does resemble that time that Ashes of Creation's MMO went on a year-long hiatus while promoting the Apocalypse Battle Royale. This mode, however, is not their main focus though, thankfully, and they have confirmed that they're still hard at work pushing through the roadmap that they've set for themselves. So while I'm definitely not a fan of Battle Royales, especially Battle Royales built within an MMO, I'm glad to see that they're still actively pushing through development and moving closer to having a fully functional game. With Camelot Unchained and Crowfall both coming closer to realization of their goals, if only Chronicles of Aria had followed. Well, I mean, 2 out of 3 isn't bad, right? All right, let's talk about ArcheAge. This is perhaps the most disgusting news that I have had to talk about in a while. Gamigo, the publisher behind ArcheAge and ArcheAge Unchained, revealed last month that they were in the process of merging their 14 servers down into a total of 4. This is due to the server populations continuing to dwindle down over time, which is understandable. The game has limited content and doesn't receive very regular updates. However, accompanying that information was the reveal that they were going to go ahead and release 2 brand new fresh start servers for players to re-roll onto, starting again from scratch, meaning that you'd be required to purchase your cosmetic items, your mounts, your quality of life items all over again on an entirely new character. This was a very distasteful move on their part, but they were hungry for money and the game is dying, as is abundantly evident. However, after announcing the new fresh start servers, they went on to announce their brand new Akash Invasion patch coming March 25th that is only available if you pay for it, with the cheapest package being $16 and the most expensive package being $60 for Unchained players and a whopping $150 for base ArcheAge players. This is an ungodly amount, an amount that is not justified by any amount of content they could reasonably push out in a small update like this. But the worst part, the only way to play on those new fresh start servers is if you purchase this update. Yeah, you aren't just allowed to roll onto the new fresh start servers. So in essence, you have to pay to start the game again. You have to pay to replay the same content, with a very minor amount of content being added in the update itself. And the worst part, Gamigo are getting away with this, and players are no doubt going to pay for it, continuing to fund these ridiculous, inane practices. I want to believe that this will be good. The trailers make the game look pretty damn good, considering this game is being first and foremost built for VR. Regardless of what I think though, it is worth noting that the developers behind the upcoming Zenith VR MMORPG have revealed that pre-orders will be going live for the game on April 16th. Yeah, just next month. The game is going to be available for play via a variety of different VR platforms, and accompanying this announcement came an entirely new trailer. I haven't seen the trailer yet myself, but will likely be doing a dedicated video on it sometime next week or the week following for those of you that are interested in my thoughts. The pre-orders will include closed alpha access and range from the standard $30 copy through the $60 collector's edition. Yeah, the entire collector's edition for the game sells for $100 less than ArcheAge's latest small update. Perfect World Entertainment revealed last week that they were looking for a live producer to manage a game from pre-alpha all the way to launch and beyond. Yeah, an entirely new game in the early stages of development right now. They've had success recently with games like Remnant from the Ashes, which was an incredible game, but at the same time are responsible for multiple absolutely atrocious, terrible pay-to-win MMOs. They haven't confirmed specifically what type of game this is going to be, but we can only hope that they have plans for a new Perfect World-inspired MMO with updated current generation gameplay and graphics. Legends of Aria has been in kind of a dead state for a while now. This game has been mismanaged since its inception, but what I think is probably the final nail in the coffin was the reveal via the developer's most recent roadmap that their upcoming patch that they've been working on for months now is being delayed indefinitely. Yeah, according to the devs, due to quote-unquote downsizing, they've had to indefinitely delay the patch, going on to elaborate a little, stating that they're refocusing their attentions elsewhere. Whether that's to their new survival game, The End, remains to be seen, but this could be the end for Legends of Aria. Not that many people will likely miss it, unfortunately. I covered this quite extensively in a dedicated video on it, but it's worth noting that the upcoming Naica MMORPG that spent a few months in open beta is shutting down. Yeah, but you know what? They're going to go ahead and keep the money that people spent on it and use that money to make an entirely new game related to Naica. So I mean, if you're a fan of pulling out dollar bills and then just lighting them on fire to see how many you can burn before realizing that you're crazy, then this might be for you. I know you're playing Genshin Impact. Well, okay, maybe you're not with Valheim being a thing now. Maybe you're playing Valheim instead, or hear me out here. Maybe you're doing the unimaginable. Maybe you're playing both. Ooh, wouldn't that be something? Jokes aside, patch 1.4 is launching on March 17th and is bringing with it another character to obtain, a new festival, new minigames, new challenges, new weapons, and, well, story, obviously. So if you've been waiting for more content, then get ready because you will get it next week. New classes are always fun, right? Lost Ark just so happens to have introduced a brand new class into the South Korean incarnation of Lost Ark, and it looks pretty damn good. Being a fan of fisting, that actually came out wrong. I'm fond of fist-type combat styles, often going by the name Mr. Fister in brawler games, so this is definitely something right up my alley. And before you ask, no, Amazon still haven't given a definitive release date on the global version of the game yet, still just 2021. I do have a guide on how to get into the game and play from anywhere in the world though, for those of you that are looking to play it while waiting. Since En Masse transferred rights for closers back to Naica, the developer has been fairly silent until earlier this week, that is, when they revealed that they were introducing a new dungeon and raid for endgame players focusing on the Ocean King Asmodius. They have additional events and patches planned for 2021, so if you thought the game was dead, you'd be wrong. If you've been avoiding it, now might be a good opportunity to jump back in and see how it's doing. I mean, it can't hurt. I feel like we literally just got a brand new class in BDO, right? I mean, you know what? Either way, new classes are always fun. They're a reason for me to jump back into Black Desert because honestly, it's always entertaining to see how the new classes play, especially when they're unique. So today we have the new Sage class, with the class hitting the live PC servers next week on March 17th. I guess I'll be jumping back into the game for a little bit purely to test this dude out, but I hope for those of you that are interested in the game, you took advantage of the fact that it was completely free to obtain until just a couple days ago. I did a dedicated video on this after all, so if you guys missed it, then that's on you. I know what you're thinking. Nexon? Ew. Yeah, Nexon. Nexon have made quite a few announcements this week, many of which I will go ahead and cover in a much deeper video next week, but at least for right this minute, it turns out that Nexon have revealed that they're working on another brand new cross-platform MMORPG. It is untitled currently, but it will focus on real-time action combat, siege wars, and utilize Unreal Engine 4, so, you know, sounds about the same as every single South Korean MMO in recent memory. I was contacted via email after leaving a comment on a brand new upcoming MMORPG's trailer, the MMO in question being Legion: The Eternal War. The devs reached out to me to fill me in on their situation and the background of the game in hopes that I could make an informed video about it, which I definitely will, probably sometime next week. But for those of you that are interested in the meantime, this is another brand new upcoming indie crowd-funded MMORPG, and you know how I feel about those. And that is it. That is all of the MMO related news that has been brought to my attention over the course of the last 2 weeks. If you think there's anything I missed, you can go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below. You can DM me on Instagram, you can DM me on Discord or on Twitter or on Facebook. Make sure you go ahead and include a link to the article, and if applicable, I will go ahead and include that article in my next video. Or if it's big enough, I'll go ahead and do a dedicated video on it. Anyway guys, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.